Okay guys, so today what we're going to do is we're going to do a pork butt smoked on the LSG stick burner, offset smoker. But today, since tomorrow's Mother's Day, I thought we'd add a little sweetness to it. Let's do it with a twist. Okay guys, we're going along at about, what are we at? About 265 there. So we've got our pork butt out here, guys, got her all seasoned up. That's gonna be equal parts coarse black pepper that I ground up in a coffee grinder. I used the peppercorns and I grind it up really coarsely. I use kosher salt, equal parts that and black pepper. And then for color, I just did a little bit of smoked paprika, okay? Now, normally, guys, I would trim very, very little off this pork butt. Matter of fact, I would just score the fat cap and I'd call it good. But today, we're gonna do a little bit different. The binder I used, of course, is yellow mustard and sriracha, which normally I don't even use a binder, but today we're trying to get as much flavor on this muscle as we can. Very, very, very coarse bark that we're trying to achieve. So we may not even wrap this guy. We're going to see how it cooks at the 5-hour mark. But as you can see, this is your fat cap, or what was your fat cap, and I trimmed it down to almost nothing. Bare meat exposed for the most part, so that I can get more flavor on that side as well as the other side. So we're going to get this guy on. We're at about 275, which is our target temp, and we're going to let it rip tater chip. We'll be back in a minute. Guys, I want to tell you a little story. And this ain't a story about a man named Jed. It's a story about a man named John, the barbecue guy. So I've been cooking barbecue. I'm 53 years old. I've literally been cooking barbecue since I was 10 years old. That's not an embellishment, folks. I've literally been cooking barbecue since I was 10 years old. Up until about 20 years ago, I worked in the meat business as a wholesale sales rep. So I've sold any kind of wild game. I might have alluded to this in a previous video, but I've sold kangaroo, helix aspersa, snails, escargot. I've sold buffalo, I've sold antelope, I've sold black bear, I've sold rattlesnake, I've sold wild boar, guinea hens, petite poulet chickens, venison, elk, you name it. I've cooked it all. I've sold it all to high-end restaurants. Am I bragging? No, I'm not bragging, guys. I just want to let you know a little bit about me, because I haven't really shared a whole lot about my personal background and as it pertains to my channel here on YouTube called Barbecue Rockstar. I'm just starting out, guys. As you can tell, my camera work sucks. I don't have the right lighting. I don't have the right stage set up. I don't have the right lights. I'm working from an iPhone 11 Pro Max and a GoPro, and I'm editing the best I can. It kind of sucks, but I promise you, as we grow together, these elements will come together for a better channel. But really, folks, what I'm trying to give you is great content on cooking, chemical analysis, how meats do break down over time. A lot of these great channels that I watch, and I'm sure that you watch as well, they kind of glaze over all that. They just kind of show you what they're doing, but they don't tell you why it's happening. Everything has a temperature in which it changes. It's called a chemical reaction. Pork, for example, that we're cooking today is a lot sweeter profile than, say, a beef brisket would be. So you don't obviously use sugar, you don't use any of that until the end if you want it. So today we went really, really spicy with a little bit of a really nice sriracha sauce and mustard as our binder. We slathered that over the entire pork butt. I did remove 98% of the fat cap because I want to get a bark on there, like I said before. But beef and pork are not the same. Pork butt and ribs baby back ribs are not the same. They don't cook the same. They have different times in which these chemical reactions happen. Pork, beef, lamb, veal, pork, all of it has a protein breakdown that releases collagen. If you've ever left a pork butt after you cooked it, or a brisket in the fridge after you wrapped it, you'll see next day you'll come pull it out of the fridge, you'll see this gelatin. Well, that's collagen. That is basically a byproduct of the proteins in that meat breaking down, the sugars and the waters, and the protein actually homogenizing into a jelly-like substance. That's really good to cook with, guys. That's a natural byproduct. It's 100% inherent of the muscle itself and whatever protein it is you're cooking. So utilize that. Utilize the flavors. You don't have to cake on a bunch of spices and rubs and slathers and binders and all that to get your flavor. Use your wood. I'm using Texas pecan that I actually harvested here locally a couple of years back. I try to debark it as much as possible to get that tanginess out of the wood smoke. I burn a very, very clean fire, as you can see there. And I try to get the sweetest flavor of smoke onto my product that I can get. As I've alluded to before in other videos, I've worked with some very high-end Italian chefs, French chefs, American regional chefs, Southern cooks, Northern cooks. Everything that I do, guys, is kind of an evolutionary process that I've gathered all of this information from those guys. And quite honestly, I shigged it. Anybody that's been in a barbecue competition, you know the word I'm using. And I basically make it mine. So on this channel, guys, we don't have the best camera work. We don't have the best equipment. We do have one of the best smokers that money can buy, Lone Star Grills. Shout out Chris and Amber down there in Willis, Texas. We do buy the best proteins that our money can buy. I'm not a wealthy guy, so you're not gonna see me cooking, A5 Wagyu. You're not gonna see me cooking Kubota pork, for example. But we're gonna buy the best that we can buy. We're gonna prepare it with a lot of respect. We're gonna prepare it with years and years and years of not only my knowledge, but of other people's knowledge that I've gained through the years. So guys, I just wanted to kind of come on here and just kind of give you a little bit of background about what I do and why I do it and how I do it. That's really I hope to be the difference in a lot of channels that I watch and that I've been watching for years who have, 1 million subscribers. Malcolm Reed, Making It Mojo, T. Roy Cooks, all these great, Baby Back Maniac, all these guys that I watch not only here in Texas, but Louisiana and California. Harry Sue, I watch you. I've actually hung out with Myron Mixon, learned a lot from him that one day at a book signing. But basically, guys, most of my knowledge has come from screwing up briskets, screwing up pork butts, burning the shit out of hamburgers, not doing it right. So trial and error, folks. And I just want to say that as you're cooking, make it fun. If you don't know what you're doing, so what? Your family's still going to love you. All your neighbors are going to think you're a genius. But you're going to mess up as you go along. If you haven't cooked a whole lot, you're going to mess up. I still mess up, and I've been cooking literally since I was 10 years old. So what is that? 43 years. But I still have a lot to learn. We all do. If you ever mastered the grill or mastered the smoker, then you might as well quit because you know it all. But you know what? I don't know anyone who knows it all. So let's continue the process, guys. Let's continue this journey, this Epicurean journey, if you will, and have fun with it. And then at the end, you get rewarded with your labors, with your fruits of your labors, I should say. So get yourself your favorite beverage. We've got a long cook ahead of us. I'm going to let this pork butt go. I think we've crept from 275 up to 300. So we're going to let that get down to about 275. We're going to try to maintain 275 here, guys, for probably another 4 hours before we open the door and check it. We're going to add a split of wood about every 30 or 45 minutes, maintain that good clean. Right now I see nothing but heat waves coming out of my dual stacks up there, which is a good thing. And another thing I want to say, guys, use your nose. The old saying when you're a kid, the nose knows. Well, the longer you cook, you're going to start smelling the chemical process as it goes down the line. You're going to smell that first initial smoke getting onto those spices that you put on your rub. And as I told you earlier, I like to use the chunkiest rub I can get or make in my case. because the finer it is, guys, you're gonna cover up the surface of your meat. You're not gonna let the smoke penetrate as much. And quite honestly, you're not gonna get the bark you're looking for. You've worked your ass off for 10 or 12 hours after you've let everything rest for 2 or 3 hours. So you got 12 hours into a pork butt, right? And you have no bark because you use a very fine mesh rub. So I always advocate, guys, use the chunkiest rubs. Use the granulated garlic instead of powdered garlic. Use your granulated salt if you can get it, pepper, all of this. And obviously freshness matters. You know, a lot of people sell a lot of amazing rubs out there that have a great flavor profile. But if it's not the right mesh size, it's all for naught, because basically it's not gonna give you what it is you're trying to achieve, which is a really crunchy bark. And also it's gonna give you that smoke penetration that we're all looking for, the smoke ring. So we're gonna let this go, guys, for another, like I said, another 4 hours. We're gonna come back, we're gonna spritz it, we're gonna check where we're at in the cook. You're not gonna see a lot of thermopin action out of this guy. I use my nose and my eyes and time to find out, to dictate what we do next. Thermopin makes a great product. I own one. I never really use it because I try to trust my instincts. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to do too. I see so many advertisements, Thermopin. I poke it with my Thermopin. Hey, that's great, good for you. If that's your jam, do it. But you're poking holes in meat, juice is coming out. I'm trying to keep the juice inside my protein. So I'm gonna let this go and get yourself a cold beverage, because we're gonna be back in a shakes of a lamb's tail. Peace. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I don't know, but I think this will get us through the cook today, guys. Okay, guys, we are about 2 hours in to our pork butt cook for Mother's Day. And we're starting to get a little bit of cracking there, which means she's cooking. Looking good too. You see how crunchy that bark is gonna be, don't you? Those huge chunks of beautiful loving. Oh yeah, so what I've got here, guys, is I've got a spritz here that I've got about 10 ounces of water and about 4 ounces of mango nectar. And what that's gonna do is we're gonna spritz with that, okay? Keep it moist. And what that's gonna do is that's just gonna put a little bit of sugar on there, not a lot. That's gonna put a little bit of sugar on there so that we can maintain a little bit of moisture in there. We're gonna let that go for another hour, and we'll come back after that. And there may or may not be some moonshine drinking going on here directly. Stick around. Okay guys, it looks like we are cruising along here at about 250 degrees, which is our desired temp. We'd let it go to 275 every now and then if we want. And of course, you know, it's about 92 degrees out here in North Texas today, y'all. So, you know, I got my favorite cool-off beverage, right on. I'll tell you what we're else gonna do, right on. We're gonna get a little of our favorite corn liquor. How about 102 proof for you? Fresh out of the freezer, y'all. Get us a little pop off there like redneck style. Come on, get your pull. Whew, that's good stuff. Woo. You know, that makes me want to tell y'all a little story from my man, Justin Wilson. Rest in peace, Justin. You've been gone a long time, old top, but we still love you. I'll try to do this joke a little bit of justice, but this is one that Justin told back on his TV show, I don't know, 100 years ago, whatever it was. And this is not G-rated, so if there's kids in the room, get them out of there. If you got this going on your TV, get the kids out of there. There's no cussing, but you'll get the point. And I'll do my best Cajun accent for you. You know, Tejon Boudreaux, they down there in the bayou. They down there messing around that P-roll boat down there. Tejon come up on Boudreaux, said, Boudreaux, said, what you got in the bottom of that P-roll boat so early in the morning, huh? He said, you don't know what that is? Said, no, what the hell that is? Said, that right there, that NutraSweet. NutraSweet, what the hell you gonna do with NutraSweet, huh? He said, my friend, it's quite simple. I take the NutraSweet out in that P-roll boat out in the bayou, I sprinkle it on the water, them ducks come up, they bite it, I bop them in the head, I throw them in the boat, come go with me. Tejon said, Boudreaux, you full of shit. I ain't coming down there, no. Next morning, Tejon come down there. Boudreaux, he down there messing around. Same thing. Got that whole boat full of duck he put up there. About 6:30, 7 o'clock, sun come up over there, them trees. Tejon said, Boudreaux, said, what the hell are you doing today in that Pedro boat, huh? He said, my friend, you don't know what that is? I said, no, what the hell that is? Said, that's duct tape. Tejon look at friend and said, duct tape? What the hell you gonna do with that duct tape, huh? He said, it's quite simple, my friend. Just like yesterday, I take that duct tape out there and that bayou, I put it on the top of the water, them ducks come up, they stick to it, I bop them in the head, I throw them in the boat, come go with me. Tejon said, I'll wait up here for you, you go do your thing. A couple hours later, Boudreaux come back with a damn P-roll boat full of duck. Tejon said, I'll be damned. Third day, 1 second, third day come around. 6:30 in the morning, some coming up through them trees down there in the bayou. And Boudreaux, he messed around down the mouth about P-roll boat again for the third day in a row, Tejon said, Boudreaux, I really hate to ask you today what you gonna do in that P-roll boat. He said, what them sticks with a little white fuzzy thing on the end? I said, what that is? Boudreaux looked at Tejon and said, my friend, you don't know what that is? I said, no, what the hell that is? He said, them there's pussy willows. Tejon looked at Boudreaux and said, let me get my hat, I'm gonna come go with you. Nothing better than a sweet smelling, clean burning fire. Texas pecan wood. Look at that, 275. Woo-wee! I'm gonna check that pork butt there, boy. Well, the sun glare on there is kind of hard to see. Let's grab our shovel over here. Hold on, guys. Let's grab our shovel. Let's pull that out of there. Let's see what we got there. There we go. That mo better. All right. So we have hit that once with our spritz, which remember is one part peach nectar. I'm sorry, mango nectar. I apologize. Mango nectar to 4 parts of water. I'm going back on the smoke. Keep you guys updated. Okay guys, so we've come to the conclusion of this cook of the pork butt today. Like you know, we used our mustard and sriracha binder. We used our homemade pepper and salt rub. We let that sweat in. We cooked this guy over pecan wood. Total time, well, we went 6 hours on the smoke. We tint it, which I don't really use a thermopen that much, as I told you before, but we got it to about 165, which is, you know, typically about when I wrap. Double wrapped it in aluminum foil, but when I did that, I spritzed it heavily, and the barbecue sauce I told you that I made was sriracha sauce, I made it with, oh geez, what was it? The mango, geez, I'm so tired. It was the mango puree, and we did a little bit of ketchup and a little bit of honey, and we did that. We reduced that down in a saucepan, made a really nice barbecue sauce out of that. And then we went ahead, when we were gonna wrap it, we went ahead and spread that all over, poured it literally all over the pork butt. And then we wrapped it and we finished it in another 4 hours. So total cook time was about 10 hours on this guy. And I'm looking at it and it's absolutely gorgeous. I've let it rest for about an hour and a half. It should just be pull apart tender. So let's see what we've got. Let me change this camera around so y'all can see. Oh, can you see? Can you see? Can you see that guy? Oh, that's beautiful. You know, it's still really hot and I just spilled a little bit. So as you can imagine, we still have a lot of sauce in here. So let's go ahead and pull the bone. Should pull right out of there cleanly. If it's done correctly, it should pull out of there cleanly. And it does. Dinosaur bone. Feed that to your dinosaurs if you want. I'll just put it on a piece of foil. We'll just go ahead and shred this. All of our sauce is in the bottom of the pan there. You can see this beautiful, beautiful smoke ring that we got. And all of your really thick bark that we've got on there. Ooh, that's screaming hot, guys. I mean, that is, after resting for an hour and a half, and it's just still screaming. Guys, that is really, really delicious. Smoke ring, a beautiful, really dark, crusty bark here. See if the camera can pick that up against my glove. Guys, this was just a beautiful cook. Everything went the way you'd want it to. Our tubes here looking really good. Oh man, that sweetness of that mango nectar. I said puree earlier, guys, it's nectar. Mango nectar is what I used as a sweetening, and a little bit of honey in our sauce as well to kind of fight that sriracha. I mean, look at that beautiful bark there. Guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is an 11. An 11, folks. These little nuggets of love. I mean, look at that. Look at that smoke ring, guys. That bark, that pepper is very pronounced. It cuts through the richness of the pork. You know, guys, we really do appreciate you watching our videos. Beautiful. I mean, look at this. We appreciate you guys hanging with us on these long cooks like this, guys. Hope that it was fun for you. The little moonshine little episode, the guitar episode. I try to make it fun for people. They're going to spend time watching my videos. I want you to get some education out of it, but mainly I want you to get some entertainment out of it. Guys, this is just, this white meat, this dark meat is so phenomenally, it's beautiful. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful, guys. So we're gonna call it a day from here, guys. Let me get this camera back up. We're gonna call it a day. It's been a long day, as you can tell. I'm very, very tired. So again, thanks for watching the video. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button, guys. Tell all your buddies. You know this crazy guy drinks moonshine, plays guitar, and he knows how to cook. Anyway, we'll catch you guys on the next video. For all you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day tomorrow. From the Barbecue Rockstar to you, happy Mother's Day. Goodbye.